says, in modern Western society, which is where we are, women control which men are allowed to reproduce and which men aren't. Again, this may be controversial, but this is the reality of the situation. The only time this isn't true is some type of violation takes place. Don't know what I mean. I got to use euphemisms here because I am trying to get this monetized. Or the woman's in some type of secluded cultural religious construct, like some type of like the Amish or something like that. I'm just using that as an example because that's the first thing I think of. But other than that, women control not only who is allowed to reproduce, but who comes on the planet, right? Because, and I said this last time, women on a subconscious and biological level put men in one of three categories upon seeing them, usually before the man even notices the woman. You already placed in one of three categories. And there are multiple reasons to that. I talked about some of them last time. And we'll deal with an exoteric and esoteric reasoning behind this, right? So we get to that towards the end. Now, as such, this places a great responsibility on women to choose carefully who she reproduces with. Every central interaction includes the possibility of reproduction. Hey, yeah, sometimes we forget. This is how people are made. So, doing things that are the way people are made, you kind of need to pay attention to who you're doing it with. And I don't know why I didn't, but I should have said at the beginning of this, this discussion is going to kind of be PG-13. I'm trying to keep it clean to a degree. But we are going to talk about some things that if you got your children around, you might want to put your headphones in or, whatever the case may be. Now, it's weird that in the 21st century that we still have women who act surprised that they're pregnant by dudes that they were intimate with, right? I don't know what that's about. I don't know what they're teaching. They're not teaching this stuff in high school anymore. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Parents aren't talking to people. I know women just pretending to be surprised. I don't know what's happening. But let us just remember, this is how people are made. So if you're doing the activity to make people without any type of precaution, you can't be surprised when little people show up. That's all I'm saying, right? Now, the hidden aspect of the discord between black men and black women is the perception that many men have that black women choose quote unquote Pookie and Ray Ray. Now, I'm sure y'all heard this terminology before. If you haven't heard this terminology before, Pookie and Ray Ray would be like the street dude, the drug dealer, pimp, gangster, hustler, the not the most upstanding of gentlemen in the community. And then, the men claim that the women choose these gentlemen first, and then they want the quote unquote good men, because again, this is in quotes, right? Because good men is subjective, right? To clean up the other guy's mess. Now, this is what the men say. Is there some truth to that statement? Yeah. I mean, you can kind of look. Actually, the women are the one to give it away, because the women are the first one to tell you who their baby daddy is and ain't, right? So the women are the ones that spilled the beans. And they like, he ain't this, that, and the third, and so forth and so on, and he got locked up, and he beat her up, and this and that, and all types of wild stuff. Y'all heard all these stories. So we're gonna go on your word. We ain't gonna challenge it. Although we know there are three sides to every story. His, hers, and the truth. But based upon what the women say, this is what the men react to, and this is a secret underlying reason for why black men and black women don't get along, because many black men feel like good, upstanding, quality men are passed over in the initial dating phase. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to get deeper into that later on, right? Now, I said I would deal with the exoteric and the esoteric, right? And this is actually moving along quicker than I thought, so this should be quick. The esoteric reasoning or determinants of what black women find attractive, among other things, are the things that we always hear about. Social status, aka money, wealth, height, charisma, most of the things that men talk about as far as women, and women talk about to a degree. Right? These are like the publicly acknowledged, acceptable things for women to talk about and say, oh yes, I'm attracted to this, right? But there are other things they're attracted to on a primal level. And Summer Renaissance says, I have to disagree with the Poopy Ray Ray statement. You explained bad boys are bums that never learn. Wait, okay, hold up. Say that again. You say, I explained bad boys. They are bumps that never learn. Throw out a video game being weird. Okay, but I would just be honest. I'm not saying, I didn't say that I think that those are the only men that are reproducing. I'm saying that the men, that's the men's perception. So it doesn't matter whether or not it's actuality, it's the men's perception. Because you go on any what they call this, you go in any red pill space, or black red pill space, whatever that is called, just for black people. I don't know, I guess they got a separate name, whatever. This is the narrative. Doesn't matter if that's the narrative is true. It's the narrative, because again, it's not about who gets married. It's not about who's dating. It's about who's reproducing. See, that's what it gets down to. Excuse my language, but it's about who's hitting raw. All right, that's what it's about. That's what the men are really talking about, because that is what changes the whole dynamic of a woman.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also follow us on our other social media platforms. On Instagram, we're at dc.radical1. On Twitter, we're at dc_radical_one. And the Cashapp is $DcRadical1. Again, thank you for subscribing. A big for ODA and straight black pride.